Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Jeremy Scheib. Good morning.
7:31, 29 degrees outside. Clear skies out there. Nice morning. Jeremy, a little short on snooze time last night. What time you guys get back?
Sometime in the 10 o'clock hour. I don't know. Probably past 10:30. I honestly didn't really look at the clock. I kind of just went home, and I'll be honest, I kind of had trouble falling asleep. I just couldn't get that game off my mind. Had a lot of fun there with Larry and Grant.
Spartans really looked good and played well, made the adjustments from the first half to the second half that they needed to make. Very aggressive. I watched it on your video broadcast, unless you guys call it. Was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to call, and great crowd on hand. That always makes for a lot of energy. The Ansley Litchfield Spartan community traveled really well, and so did Bancroft Rosalie, and that just kind of made for a great environment. Beautiful gym there in Albion too. Yeah. Gorgeous facility. And then over on KCNI, Brent had a great game too. Went to overtime. Didn't end the way that we wanted as far as our area team going to state. Mulin's season comes to an end in a district final, but hard-fought game there too. Anytime you go to overtime, you had one heck of a game, but they fell in that period.
They did. This is a beautiful thing about technology is I could watch and listen to the game you were calling, and then I had my phone sitting on the coffee table, and I could listen to Brent calling the Mullen Santee game and keep up with everything. And I hope you folks out there will utilize that technology. That was a heck of a game, and I think it come down to free throws for Mullen. If they could have made a few at the charity stripe in regulation, I think they probably would have walked away and been on their way to state. And you feel bad for the Mullen Broncos because those kids worked hard all year. They had a great season. And Mullen, they'll be back next year with another good team. They just love their basketball there. But you have to feel a little bit of happiness, if not a lot of happiness, as you were talking yesterday. First time ever, Santee's been able to make it to state, so that takes a little of the bitterness out of it for the fans. I think even for Mullen, even though I'm sure they're kicking themselves, but. Hey, it was a great game.
Yeah, that it was. And, you mentioned free throws. Free throws really were how Ansley Litchfield had to earn it. And I think that's going to be something that's on film for any of their opponents going into the state tournament. Maybe the foul game's not going to work so well against them. Very patient team, very even-keeled team. And I think that kind of just lines up with Coach Drew coached Ansley Litchfield team. None of those kids really seemed to get revved up or overly excited in the moment. They just came out. They handled the ball well despite the defense ramping up the pressure, and they kept possession and got the win. So very impressed by Ansley Litchfield last night.
Be fun to follow them to state. They play next Wednesday, and we'll be there on KVBN. Now, today, we have the ladies of SEM taking on the ladies of Ravenna. And I heard a piece of the interview this morning in Brent Sports. And the coach knows that they're taking on an excellent team in Ravenna. Sounds like he's got a game plan. It's going to be fun to listen to. That comes to us early today, 9 o'clock tip-off. And we'll have a pregame ahead of that. So we'll cut the breakfast show short. pretty excited to listen to that ball game as well.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I myself didn't get much of an opportunity to see the SEM Lady Mustangs this year, but I listened to their district final down in Alma. Sounded like Brent had a blast.
Yeah.
And if they continue that energy on into state, I think about anything is possible. So we'll kind of listen in and support SEM as they go down to state and open up against the number 1 seed.
Yep, and again, we do not want to miss thanking all of our sponsors for all the coverage that we've been able to provide, because we're only being able to provide it both on the radio and video because of all the great sponsorships. And thank you very much, and thank you in advance for all the ones who are climbing on board to help cover the state tournament. I was looking at the calendar on the wall, and Jeff Denson was in yesterday. They're starting track practice and golf.
I think I saw somewhere that they were scooping snow off of some tracks across central Nebraska in order to start practice. That was their first workout.
That was it. And they tried it here, according to Jeff, but there was enough ice underneath it that it's not going to work. They're going to just have to wait for Mother Nature to melt it on down on that brand new surface. I'm sure they don't want to damage that.
No.
So, we're just going to blink, and we'll be going into track and golf and, before you know it, baseball. But anyway, we're going to enjoy what's left of the basketball season, that's for sure.
Definitely.
It's been great. Let's take a look at the school lunch menus. I'll start with the Prairie Pioneer Center menu, actually. Today, on this Wednesday, they're having chicken gravy over biscuits, Brussels sprouts, applesauce, and bread. Call them at 872-6121 by 9 o'clock and let them know you want to come and have a meal. They'll have it ready for you.
At Sargent Public School today, lasagna or mac and cheese, mixed vegetables, a fruit cup, dinner roll, milk, and salad bar.
Excuse me. At Thedford, baked spaghetti and corn.
Cozad today in the fresh market, chicken patty with hot roll, glazed ham with roasted pineapple with hot roll. They've also got peanut butter and jelly, Caesar salad, hot roll, fresh fruit, and fresh picks include mashed potatoes, gravy, fresh fruit, chilled fruit, and milk.
At the Broken Bow Middle and High School, they're having super nachos, barbecued rib sandwiches, fresh baked combo subs, vegetables, fruit, and milk at the Broken Bow Middle and High School.
Taco or chicken quesadilla being served today at Loop City Public Schools.
Ansley today, meatball subs, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
At Gothenburg today, hamburgers, sausage gravy on biscuits, pizza, the Swede chef salad, a Sweetable, and a deli sandwich.
Should note on the Ansley menu, they're showing spring break tomorrow and Friday. Great timing there. All kids that can go down and take in basketball if Ansley moves forward. So spring break Thursday and Friday at Ansley. And Selma Myrna today, super nachos, barbecued rib sandwiches, vegetables, fruit, and milk. Thanks to Kristen for rounding up all the menus for us to read to you this morning, and thanks to the schools for posting those on the websites, but it does take a little time to find all these online, so thank you, Kristen. Today, on the Breakfast Show, before we close the show early, we'll be giving away a $25 gift card to the grocery cart. So we'll be doing that. Who wouldn't want another $25 to go shopping for goodies out at the grocery cart? That's in honor of the Loving Shopping Local, and that's our promotion. That goes all the way through this month, so we have a lot more certificates to give away. So be sure and listen for that. And let's see here. I've got something. We'll just start with this. I almost called you Brent.
I saw that. I thought I kind of
just
saw
almost
the
did.
B almost roll off of your lips there.
Bad
but
B.
That's all right.
All right. We do want to talk a little bit about, we usually talk about this later in the show, but we're going to speed things up a little bit, and Jeremy has some things he wants to tell you about. But talk about that website, and actually Jeremy should probably have this one because he knows more about websites than I do. But this one is, I think, as you mentioned once, I heard you promoting it, is just a plain text resource that people can go to. The website is mhpcc.org. It's not complicated or fancy. It's just there for you to look as a resource for mental health providers in Custer County. There's a lot of people out there that struggle. Might be somebody in your family, might be a friend or neighbor, might be you, and it's something that you don't want to let percolate. You want to get it taken care of and go see somebody that can give you some help. Mental health is just like all of our other health issues. They need the attention to get them back on track. So the website is mhpcc.org. It's simply a resource to help curb the problems with mental stress and mental illness, and even it talks a little bit about medical expenses. So mhpcc.org is the page to go to online.
Great resource. And, they talk often in web design about how to catch people's attention, and you need certain elements on a website to make it this or that. In this instance, I think it's exactly what it needs to be. It's the information and nothing else cluttering up the page.
Yeah, and no theories or anything that you have to wonder whether that's correct or not. They're just sending it to the experts, right?
Yep. It's contact information.
Okay, very good. Anything else over there you want to talk about?
Oh, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about Glitz Glam and Gatsby Roaring 20s. Right now is the time to get your tickets. You have until March 3rd, and this, of course, is the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce annual banquet we are talking about. You can stop in or call the chamber office at 872-5691. Put on that flapper dress or dress up as your favorite gangster for the Roaring 20s theme. The doors open at 5. There will be a meal from Country Catering, and Dan Bublitz Comedy is going to be there. Always like a comedian that can make you laugh. So go and check it out. Roaring 20s. Save the date, March 11th, and then don't forget to get your tickets by March 3rd. That would be a couple of days from now that you have until 872-5691 for that.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Let's play the game. You mentioned when you saw the subject that we're using for questions that you heard this program in the background when you were growing up.
All kinds of places. Over at friends' houses, just I felt like everybody's parents watched MASH at some point or another. So we're going to continue the MASH trivia. And it's a simple question today. In what war, we should figure out a prize first. It's Wednesday. There's not a specific day for...
I think we go Runza on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. Big Pig Day.
Okay. So for a pig in a blanket at Runza in Broken Bow. In what war is MASH set? Is it A, World War I, B, the Korean War, C, World War II, or D, the Vietnam War? In what war is MASH set? If you know, give us a call, 872-2801.
Even if you have given up on your other New Year's resolutions, there is still time to fulfill your resolution to bank smarter. Leave your regular checking account behind in the new year and upgrade to Premier Checking with Bruning Bank. With Premier Checking, you earn interest on your account for completing simple actions you do already. Already have an account with us? Transitioning takes less than a minute. Wanting to set up a new account? Stop by and complete our quick and simple sign-up process. Check out details and rates at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com or call 872-5111 Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
We have Todd on the line. Good morning, Todd. How you doing?
Good morning. Good.
Good. So, did you watch MASH?
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people.
My wife's favorite show to watch when we were first married.
Yeah. Did you go see the movie when it came out, the original movie?
No, I did not.
You're probably a little bit too young for that. Come to think about it.
It's been a while since I've been told that.
Well, I'm glad I could help you out today. Here's Jeremy with the question.
All right, Todd. In what war is MASH set? Was it World War I, the Korean War, World War II, or Vietnam?
it was definitely the Korean War.
That's
It
right.
sure was. Yep.
All right, perfect, Todd. We've got a pig in a blanket here. The next time you can stop by, we'll have it at the front desk for you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You bet, Todd. Hey, Todd, how'd your annual get-together go?
Really good. Really well.
Good.
About 300 people. So
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, you've got some friends then. If I had a party like that,
Yeah.
I'd be me and my wife.
I don't think so. We miss seeing you there.
I know it. I know it. We had other things going, so thanks for the invite, and have a great rest of the day, and let's get the spring going, right?
That's right. I can't wait.
I can't
Thank
either.
you.
Thank you, Todd. 7:46 is your time. Good to have you along. Mike Evans will be in here in just a moment or two, and we'll talk about Evans Feed in Broken Bow and in Oconto, Nebraska. That should be fun. It always is to find out what's going on with Mike. Seems like his job is to try to keep all the feed and supplies on the floor that he can, because there's so many things that he has to carry. So we'll find out more about that right after this word.
The list of songs about love is a long one. At KCNI KBBN, we love shopping local. Make sure you're listening to The Breakfast Show. Every single day, a new $25 gift card will be given away.
Wake up to the best.
I never miss a morning.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
7:47, and Mr. Mike Evans is prompt, punctual, and right on time. How you doing, Mike?
Good, Dave. How are you?
We're good. We're good. We're getting jacked up for SEM. I imagine you have some folks that you do a little business with down in that direction that you know about.
You bet. We have a lot of good customers in that SEM area and the Ansley Litchfield area as well.
You bet.
They're all doing good.
Yeah, those were that was a good game last night. Couple good games.
You bet they were.
Yep. So, how's it going at the feed store?
They're going good. I always get that Hoochie Coochie Hattie thing in my head when you play that song, and I always wonder what Hoochie Coochie Hattie looks like. I think that name's been banned in 48 states. I don't know.
I would have to think about that one, Mike.
Every time you play that song, I think, where did he dig that one up at?
Yeah.
But I kind of like it.
It's a good song.
It
but,
is, yeah. But different subject there, sorry.
Yeah, that's all. No, that's fine.
I don't usually throw you off. You usually throw me off.
That's one I can't answer.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Probably
you never
shouldn't
saw
try.
her?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I don't think so either, but Jeremy, maybe you have a
No.
little before your time.
Yeah.
There's no hoochie coochies around anymore.
No.
That was back like in the 70s or 60s probably.
Probably 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe even before that. I don't
Could
know.
be, yeah.
That actually could go back to the 20s.
Yeah, that probably could, yeah.
You know, with
Yeah.
the
That was Buck
flappers.
Owens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know. You asked a good question this morning.
Okay, I didn't mean to throw you. But no, down at Evans Feed, though, we do have our big mineral sale going on.
Oh, good.
So just want to let everybody know that it goes through the 18th of March this year. We started it a little bit early, so we're not going to go all the way through the whole month of March. So the 18th of March is a cutoff date, and it's $80 a ton off on every single kind of mineral we carry. So a lot of people like to stock up on it and then maybe get 8 or 10 ton and then just have us bring it out as they need it, or 1 or 2 ton or whatever they want. 1 ton, we'll bring it out. It's it doesn't matter, big or small, we like it all right.
Yeah, 80 a ton.
$80 a ton.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
real savings, and that's on our high mag minerals, our biomass minerals, our yearling minerals, chelated minerals, Vitaferm minerals, 1212, 14-8.
And
all
they
the
don't
different
have to
kinds of
take
carry.
it all right away.
No,
That's
no. We
nice.
put it up. We have a place on the front of the store we call the board, and the guys put it on the board and say there's 400 bags there, and they'll say bring us out a couple ton and throw on some salt and some milk replacer or whatever when you come. Then we take it off the board for them, so they get that prepay discount all through the summer, and they know what their expenses are, and we keep good track of it for them, and if they ever want to know what they have available, they can come in, look right up on the board and see their name and see their number on there. So
That works good.
You bet.
Good old-fashioned math.
Yeah, it goes back to the day.
Yeah, it sure does. Sure does. Or they could take the whole thing if they had
Oh,
room
yeah.
and they wanted to.
Yeah, some people like to stack it in the shed, but pretty quick here we're going to have seed corn and everything else in the way, so a lot of times they just like to take a ton or 2 or 3 and let us keep the rest of it in the warehouse and get it in fresh as they need it, things like that.
Okay. A lot's going on out there right now. Finally, we have, in a hurry, some open ground for those baby calves to dry out on. And I imagine you're probably working pretty close with them as far as making sure those calves are hitting the ground and getting something to eat and taking care of things, right?
Yeah, it's kind of been a sloppy mess, but I think the people like the slop instead of the dust, like Drew said yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's just something you got to deal with, and hopefully we'll have some good grass to start off with, and there's calves popping out all over the place, all over the country. It's neat to see, and hopefully they have a little bit of a dry spot to get to, and a lot of lick tubs are going out, a lot of Vilix tubs. The calves do really good on those biomass tubs, and naturally when this time of year the cows' intake needs their nutritional needs are very high, and so they need to produce that milk, and it's just one of them. This time of year that you don't slack off on feeding.
Right.
you know. So yeah, we're rolling through product pretty good.
And you go all the way from the number one industry in the area, cattle, all the way down to feeding birds.
Oh yeah, you bet. We mix our own bird feed right there at the store.
Custom Evans Feed bird feed.
The old whirlwind mixer.
Is that how you do it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, we got some recipe I dreamed up back in the 90s or something, and it seems to work pretty good. It's pretty heavy on the black sunflowers because that's what the birds always like, and they seems like they scratch everything else out and then pick it up if they have to, but they love those black sunflowers. So and we put a little bit of oil on there to keep the dust down, and your millets and wheat and all the good cracked corn and this and that and the other.
Sounds delicious. I
Yeah,
almost
it's
want to have
great.
some for breakfast.
They love it.
How do you feed your pet pigeons that mix as well?
We have a special mix for the pigeons. Lead.
Oh,
yeah.
No. We're in town. We can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
No, but yeah, I wish we could find a way to. If anybody wants some pigeons, they're sure welcome to them. They just got to figure out a way to catch them.
Can sometimes walk by there and the flock will be flying in, and I always think, I know my.
Yeah, I share them with Gerardins.
Oh, yeah, you do?
Yeah. Us and Arrowseed, we have our pigeon flock down there, and I'm sure he likes them as much as I do.
Well, they migrate from one place to the other, I suppose. Yeah.
Every now and then we get a sparrowhawk in there in the head house at the elevator, and man, he can go through a lot of pigeons.
I bet.
Wow.
That's, I know that some people wouldn't want to watch that, but Mother Nature's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, that sparrowhawk will just sit right next to him up there on the perch, and then when he gets hungry, he just reaches over and grabs one right next to him.
Just pops one, huh?
That's why pigeons are always so nervous.
So they're not really helping themselves all that much. And
I've watched it before. I go up in there and grease that up in the head house, and you're up there clear up in the top, and you're on the ledge, and you can look down and see the sparrowhawk doing his magic.
Wow. So he's sitting there.
He just sits right next to him. And
says, I think I'll.
like a snack.
Yeah, I think I'll go blue this time.
Yeah. Wham.
Maybe a little red one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they eat everything on them except the head.
They do.
Yeah. It's the craziest thing. I mean, the wing, there's nothing left except a head.
Well, they don't waste it then.
Yeah, I guess not. And anyway, if anybody wants some pigeons, if you go to buy pigeons, they're probably $15 to $20.
Yeah.
And people train their animals with them and stuff, and we'll give them away for free.
Okay.
It's bargain of the day.
Yep. Do they have to catch them?
They have to catch them, yeah.
Okay.
And they can't go up in the head house.
Well, of course not. That'd be
It's
dangerous.
got to be on the ground. So if they have some traps or this or that,
a net. I don't
a
know.
A net gun or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's even if they came and got some, you'd still have some back because of the business you're in. But
Yeah.
I just chuckle when I see them. And I like the sign you have.
Yeah, my
before the
pigeon feed sign. They sent me with that on an advertising deal once, and I thought I got the perfect spot for that.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. But that kind of tells you got from birds to cattle, and in between you got the swine and the horses, the horse feed that you carry.
Oh, yeah,
is
a lot of horse feeds.
crazy.
And a lot of people are having issues with availability on hay, you know, so trying to figure out ways to make it to grass time or hay time. And we're 3 months away, 2.5, 3 months away. So people are, you know, feeding a little more feed than they normally would. Alfalfa pellets, we bag our own, different types of cubes. And it's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a struggle to get to grass and keep these things fed. And it's just, everybody's in the same boat. It's hard to find forage.
It is. We just kind of keep our fingers crossed that the snow that melted in is the start of a good thing for the pastures out there, because it's tough coming into this situation off the pastures last year, I believe. Yeah.
And we have a lot of oats lined up for early planting here. I'm thinking a couple weeks people are going to be thinking about that. So if you want some bin run, clipped and cleaned oats, we have, I think, 4 loads reserved. And trying to get a couple more. So we got them in the bulk, and then we bag our own, and we can put them in tote bags if people want. Or they can come in, and a lot of guys will come in with their seed tenders and pick them up.
Speaking of bulk, you might, I bet most of your customers already know this, but there might be some people out there that don't. The bin you put in over the scale for just guys who want to pull in and get a bulk load. I imagine that comes in pretty handy.
Yeah, it's real handy. We used to have to... You're always trying to get the right weights on mixed rations, and we'd have to, we'd have to time the corn out, and then come back around, back out of the elevator, and come back across the scale and scale it. And then if you're 200 pounds off, you got to pull back up in the elevator and then come back. So it's really handy having those right over the top of the elevator scale. You can just, open the chute and watch the scale, and when it tips up, you got it. So
got it done.
It's a lot more accurate, and it saves a lot of time.
Off they go. Yeah. All right. Supplies, we always ask you about some things that people might want to talk to you about if you're having trouble getting. How's things going that way?
A lot of people are using wood shavings for bedding this year, which kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I'm not out, but I'm supposed to have a load today. But wood shavings has been kind of tough, and barely staying ahead on the lick tub thing, but we're staying ahead on it. So so far so good.
Yeah. The wood pellets slowing down a little bit, or are you still?
They're still pretty steady. The wood stove pellets. I had to get some more in because some of the places quit carrying them after the fall, and we keep carrying them through the end of the season. So we have a good supply on hand.
Okay, good. Anything else you have on your list?
I think we're pretty good shape. If anybody needs range cubes, we have them in the bulk available as well, and we have there's some people feeding creep feed already with their fall calving herds, and we've been delivering creep feed out to the country, and we haven't been stuck too many times so far. And we try to get out there in the morning when it's a little bit firm, but man, it's getting soft out.
Yeah, it's really soaking in, isn't it?
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You just got to be careful where you drive.
Walk out on the grass now that the snow's gone, and it's kind of real soft or crunchy somewhere in between, isn't it? Yeah. So, boy, once you bust through that with your tires, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of times you're out in the boonies. You don't want to get caught in the boonies.
Oh, I wonder what, of course, some of the places you go, you don't have maybe cell signal in some places. But, we've kind of forgotten that it used to be when you got stuck out in the boonies, that was where you had to walk.
Yeah, you took a shovel about everywhere you went, and a lot of times that didn't work. You were just stuck.
Yeah. You had to maybe walk to somebody's farmhouse, knock on a door, and hope they were home, and you could use the phone, right?
There was a few more farmhoses around back then, so that helped.
Maybe go every 160 acres.
Yeah, now you could go a long ways in some places.
Yeah,
but cell phones are a great thing, and at the same time they're a curse. But we couldn't really live without them now.
No.
How many rigs? Maybe this is hard to count, but I see all kinds of different rigs out there, from big to small, out delivering. How many different rigs do you have out and about?
I don't know, man. We have 5 bulk trucks in all different sizes, and then we have the big truck that goes down and picks up our loads, which bulk and bag, and then we have the flatbed trucks that we deliver all the bags with.
Yeah.
And so that's a struggle keeping ahead of them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
always something
breaking.
Got to keep Carrie and Doug in business next door to us there.
Yeah. The brothers over there.
Yeah, the brothers, the Radiator and the Overnight Auto guys. They see my vehicles every now and then.
Yeah.
That I was going to ask them, but I can ask you because I'm sure you, when that snow hit, did you get a picture? Anybody get a video of those guys with a snowblower on the roof?
No, everybody was in the same boat that morning, so we weren't in a very festive mood. Nobody was taking pictures.
They had a snowblower on top of the shop, huh?
Yeah. It was. There was a lot of weight up there, and it
Is that a
needed to get
flat
off.
roof? Is that a flat roof? I'm trying to.
It has a tad bit of slope, but not near enough.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
I'd like to
It's
see
pretty
that.
heavy, and they've done a lot of work on it, and it does pretty good.
Oh, well, they've made that building work for a long time.
Yeah, I wish they'd raise it a little higher so we could get trucks in there, but they say they're not going to do that. I'm working on them.
Well, you might have a difficulty getting them to do that so they can you can get your truck in there, but
We'll keep working on them.
they still let you in to visit once in a while.
Every now and then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Good group.
Yeah, very nice guys. All right, anything else?
I think we're good. If you need feed, give us a holler, and if you need some oats and you're gonna need them, give us a holler, and we'll get them set aside. And we're booking a little bit of cane seed as well right now, so give us a holler.
All right. Evans Feed in Broken Bow open 5 3/4 of.
Yeah, till 2 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, and then Monday through Friday in Oconto.
You betcha. Yep.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
You too.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. A massive new snowstorm has dumped several feet of snow on California's Sierra Nevada mountains. Barbara Fredericks has been stranded at a bus terminal in Sacramento for 3 days.
We're pulling together as a family and as a team just to work together to get us out of this place.
A police standoff continues in Kansas City, Missouri, after several officers tried to execute a search warrant last night. KCTV's Joe Hennessy.
They announced their presence, tried to enter the home, and then say someone from inside shot all 3 of them.
The wounds not life-threatening. Extra COVID-era food benefits end today for low-income Americans. Shopper Susie McQuillan weighs in from the grocery store aisle in Boston.
I don't think they should end it because everything's going up. Gas is going up. You know, we've hit the limit.
Low-income families in 30 states will see monthly SNAP benefits cut by at least $100. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, one of the suspects in the January kidnapping of 3 small children has asked that his case be transferred to juvenile court. Joseph McAllister, age 17 of Hastings, is charged in Hall County District Court with 9 felonies related to the incident that put 3 small children in danger. Court records show those charges are 3 counts of kidnapping, 3 counts of child abuse, theft by unlawful taking, theft by receiving stolen property, and operation of a motor vehicle to avoid arrest. McAllister also faces a misdemeanor charge of obstructing a peace officer. McAllister and Tate Wolf, age 18 of Kearney, were arrested January 29th for stealing a car containing 3 Grand Island children, aged 5, 1, and 7 months. The 2 older children were discovered later that morning in an abandoned pickup. The 7-month-old was found about 2.5 hours later on the deck of a farmhouse in rural Hall County. The temperature at that time was 0 Fahrenheit with a wind chill of 19 below. McAllister waived a probable cause hearing February 14th, and his case was transferred to Hall County District Court for possible trial. On Tuesday, McAllister's attorney asked the district judge Andrew Butler to transfer the case to juvenile court. A ruling on that motion is pending. Wolf also faces the same charges as McAllister and was scheduled for a probable cause hearing Tuesday afternoon in Hall County Court. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking NBA games of note, the Bucks beat the Nets 118-104. That's 15 wins in a row for Milwaukee as they move a half game up on Boston for the top record of the NBA. They're 44-17. Nuggets over the Rockets 133-112. Denver star Nikola Jokic, another triple-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. That's his 100th career triple-double. Grizzlies beat the Lakers 121-109. Memphis' Ja Morant had 39 points, 28 points in the third quarter alone It's the most points by any player in any quarter so far this season. Warriors were down 23. Rally back, beat the Trailblazers by 18, 123-105. Pacers over the Mavericks, 124-122. Dallas now 3-5 with Kyrie Irving on the team. In NHL action, the Bruins beat the Flames 4-3 in overtime. Boston now 47-8-5 on the season. They are on pace to break the single-season record in NHL history for wins and points in a single season.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Partly sunny today with our high nearing 43. Staying cloudy overnight tonight with a low around 19. A slight chance for some snow on Thursday. Staying cloudy and cooler with our high nearing 36. And partly cloudy and 19 throughout Thursday night. Warming back up on Friday, sunny with a high nearing 46, and mostly cloudy skies over Friday night with a low around 24. And more flurries are possible on Saturday, otherwise mostly sunny with a high of 43. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
807, 30 degrees outside under a sunny sky. Winds out of the northwest, 5 to 15. Barometric pressure continues to rise at 2983. Humidity at 62%. High yesterday was 45 with an overnight low of 27. Sunset today at 6:28. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:13. No measurable precipitation on this first day of March. We ended up February at 2,800. So that's a look at weather and news. Jeremy Scheib's going to tell you about the movies at the Fox Theater.
Yeah, certainly are. And, we kind of always look at what's going on in the theater right now and what's around the corner. And they've got a few new movies that haven't been in the theater long, and that means that they're going to be there for a little while longer. At least through the 9th of March, you can go and see a couple of PG-13 movies. Jesus Revolution is a PG-13 flick, and Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania is also in the theater. It's getting pretty good reviews. And a movie that has kind of taken everybody by surprise. I don't know if I heard that much pre-release hype about this one. Feels like it was just kind of going on for about a week, and then it hit the theaters and got really popular. Cocaine Bear, a rated R movie, and it's doing pretty well. In fact, it did so well this past weekend that the Fox Theater in Broken Bow had to make some last-minute changes and move it into a larger theater in order to accommodate more people that wanted to go and see it.
Well, I was telling you off the air, I took a walk on Sunday in an early afternoon. Of course, there was nobody there yet, and then I came back by there, movie time, and there were cars all over the place. And I imagine a combination of all these films, including Cocaine Bears, making it so that people can pick what they want there.
Well, I think the movie, the marketing behind the movie is pretty genius, and I probably don't need to read the movie description in order to get you folks to go to the Fox Theater, but I'm going to read it anyway because it is very entertaining. Cocaine Bear is inspired by the 1985 true story of a drug runner's plane crash, missing cocaine and the black bear that ate it. This wild, dark comedy finds an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converging in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound apex predator has ingested a staggering amount of cocaine and gone on a coke-fueled rampage for more blow and blood. So if that sounds like a movie for you, it's going to be playing for the foreseeable future at the Fox Theater in Broken Bow. And, of course, if you want to keep up with their movie schedules and what's around the corner, movie times, what theaters are going to be playing in, and they've got their advertisers there on their website as well. Go to watchthefox.com.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's talk about Livia's Boutique in Ansley. They are closing on Main Street, but they do have some very good specials going on right now to move their inventory out. 40% off jeans, and these are name brands for men and women and children's. And if you'd like to shop online, which you can do, the code is jeans 40, JEANS 40, the code for that 40% discount online, because you can shop for all the items that are on sale online, or you can go to the store. They also have 50% off greeting cards, 60% off everything else in the store. So 40% off on jeans, and then that 50 and 60%, 50 off the cards and 60% off everything else. You can follow them on Facebook as they continue to move the inventory and stay up to date with the new reductions or store hours. This week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday hours will be noon until 6, and Friday, noon until 5. And you can shop online as well.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a time out. We'll be back with more information off of our live read sheets.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, and Silvermere debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Is winter weather and the fear of falling keeping you indoors for the season? Don't fall. Give Pearson's a call. Poor balance and falls can diminish your ability to lead an active and independent life, but you don't have to accept them as a consequence of aging. Pearson Physical Therapy has been helping their patients stay on their feet and take back their independence through individualized balance training programs. Reduce your chance for falls and regain your confidence this winter by calling 308-872-5800 for a free fall risk assessment with one of our therapists. That's Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 in Broken Bow.
Is my farm completely insured? Am I covered when I drive my ATV from field to field? Do I have all locations I farm covered for liability? This is Chip with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. I have found over the years that most of us let our insurance policies renew year after year and never take the time to see if we are adequately protected. Let's sit down and review your coverage today. Call Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency at 308-836-2201.
13 past the hour. Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts. Well, they were in the Valentine's mood, February's love month. And so a lot of their special drinks that they have at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts are centered around that. And they'll still have those probably available, but now we're in March and we don't have the new sheet yet, but we can guarantee you that probably going to be some things centered around St. Patty's Day.
They usually
spring.
are.
Yeah, some green things.
Yeah.
So stop in and check out what they have for specials. They'll probably just get those going here maybe today, next couple of days there. Don't forget, they also deliver air pots of coffee, tea, and platters of food for any coffee break or business meeting, and their food is delicious. I don't think we talk about their display there and the food they have in there as much as we should. Really, really unique and good food there to eat. The number to call is 872-3333, 872-3333, and they are open Monday, 7A to 10A, then Tuesday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. And, of course, they have that wonderful drive-through that you can use to pick up all their specialty coffees that they can make and hand right out the window. But if you get a chance every once in a while, go inside the store because they have a lot of gift ideas and that good cuisine displayed in the glass there at the front counter. You won't be able to walk away without picking up something because it looks delicious, because it is at Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts, downtown Broken Bow.
And if you consider yourself to be handy, here's a perfect job that is available to you. The Custer County Ag Society has an open position for a grounds supervisor. This includes semi-skilled manual labor while providing basic maintenance functions in the operation and upkeep of the Custer County Fairgrounds facilities. You'll experience all kinds of things with this job, I would imagine. from painting things to plumbing to electrical to fixing doors to everything in between. And duties are performed under the general supervision of the Ag Society. Employee supervises maintenance laborers and seasonal workers involved in maintenance work. Work involves the management of maintenance, operations, and preventative functions of the fairgrounds, as well as responsibility for the safe and efficient use of various hand and power tools and assorted light equipment like lawnmowers and tractors. So for more information or to apply, contact Michelle at 870-2493 or send your resume to P.O. Box 142, Broken Bow, Nebraska 68822, or email Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. All of the details regarding this job listing are on the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com as well.
Thank you, Jeremy. Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow believes that an active life is a nurturing experience, and at their facility, residents can thrive and live active lifestyles, and those activities can bring about a feeling of sense and self-worth and well-being. Some daily stimulation and physical activities include movies, music, crafts, games, exercise, gardening, cooking, and even outings in their new outdoor area. As soon as this weather warms up, they'll be outside. This is a specialized Alzheimer and Dementia Care Assisted Living Center. It's called Quality Senior Villages in Broken Bow. Call them for more information at 872-6387. Also, downtown Broken Bow Universal Insurance is ready to talk to you about lots of things around your business, your home, your personal property. And I know we're trying to get ahead of ourselves here a little bit because we want to talk about spring so much. But before we know it, it's going to be time to get out the motorcycle, get that camper out, and the boat, and get ready to get out and enjoy the outdoors. And we'll prepare all those different fun tools because we want them to be ready to go. But don't forget about the insurance.
Yeah, got to protect them.
Yeah, don't have a disappointment and have that motorhome out there and have an accident and realize you didn't have the coverage you needed for it. So stop in and talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow at 940 South E Street, and you can call them and talk to them as well at 872-6438. And they're very active on the internet as well. They have a beautiful website. They have a lot of Facebook updates going on so that they can communicate with you. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information along the business line, like HR and OSHA and all those sorts of things that have to fit together with your insurance. And then, as we mentioned, your personal coverage is always very important on your home and all your property and your automobiles and so forth. So they are ready to go for you at Universal Insurance.
Sounds great.
Another quick break, and we'll be back right after these words.
Dave and Brent.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
On KCNI KBBN Radio.
They're all the rage. Bardominiums, Schausses, whatever you call them. Ansley Lumber and Supply offers everything you need to construct your own pole building, post frame building, or barn. They have exclusive access to interactive visualizers, 3D designers, and a price estimator. This means you know what your project will look like and approximately what it will cost. The best part? The whole complete package can be dropped to your site with everything you need. Get your dream home started on Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
Oh my goodness, the winter clearance continues and the savings keep going up at Bow Bootery. Come and see us to save a whopping 50% off this week. We still have lots of great winter style shoes, fashion boots, snow boots, bear paws, tights and leggings, and socks. They're all marked at half price. Come and have fun with us during the winter clearance going on right now at Bow Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
The list of songs about love is a long one.
All I wanna do is eat, sleep, love you, repeat. Hey, people, loving people, baby, be my love song, baby, be my all night long.
At KCNI KBBN, we love shopping local. Make sure you're listening to The Breakfast Show. Every single day, a new $25 gift card will be given away.
20 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. Anything else that we have over there that you'd like to highlight?
Yeah, I want to talk about Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership. They've got a couple of open positions that they would love to fill. First is an early Head Start infant toddler teacher center specialist, 40 hours a week job let's see here. Let me start over.
Okay.
This is an interesting amount of words that I just tried to read in a very wrong order. 40 hours per week year-round in Broken Bow. Starting pay is between $20.68 and $22.21 per hour, depending on your qualifications, and that includes health, dental, life, and vision insurance on top of that, 11 paid holidays, PTO, EAP, and an employer-matched retirement that's available. You need to have a valid Nebraska driver's license, a working phone, a CDA certificate, an associate or bachelor's degree in early childhood ed, and they prefer experience working with infants and toddlers, income qualifying families, and past supervisory experience. You're responsible for center coordination, supervision, and teaching. The other position is an early childhood infant toddler cook with a starting wage at $13.26 an hour. All those same great benefits, qualifications of a high school diploma or equivalent, a Nebraska driver's license and a working phone, and some experience working with infants newborn to age 3 and their families. You'll be preparing meals, complying with USDA requirements. So if you need an application, contact CNCAP for either of these positions at 308-745-0780 extension 0, or go online to centralnebraskacap.com. These positions will remain open until filled, and the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com has all of that info I just read you and more if you want to revisit the details.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's do this.
Time to talk shopping local by giving away a gift card. It's Love Local time.
It is Love Local time, and it is going to be a $25 gift card to the Grocery Cart. What you need to do is tell us what Mike Evans talked about centered around his elevator today.
Okay.
So call us at 872-2801. What did Mike Evans talk about this morning around the elevator where they mix up all those great mixes of feed? We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Who are we talking to?
Linda Caston.
Linda Caston. Well, if all the people that could call, I think you know about elevators and probably the subject that was talked about this morning. What was Mike talking about, Linda?
Pigeons.
That's right. do you know something about pigeons?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Okay.
And I don't want to know either.
All right. Well, when you get a chance, stop out to the station, and Kristen will have the grocery cart card up there for you to save you $25 at the store while you shop local, okay?
Hey, thank you very much.
You bet.
And you guys have a good day.
You too, do the same. Thanks for calling.
Yes, thanks.
You
Bye.
bet. Bye. That's right, pigeons.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
Pesky pigeons. Need more of those hawks around.
Well, I don't know. We have a little feeder out back with finches that stop by once in a while, little birds. And when a hawk comes in, it's like World War II breaks out. I mean, they come in and it's pretty.
Wow.
It's pretty wild. And I'm not sure it was the same kind of hawk that Mike was talking about. This one just swoops in and
just grabs them.
They're
athletic.
Yeah, they very much so. But it's kind of sad because finches are kind of cool little birds.
Well, you're blessed to have the correct type of bird show up at your feeder that you're intending to feed. I don't think a lot of people have that success. They tend to have, anytime I've had a bird feeder, just blackbirds come around.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting. Or squirrels.
Squirrels,
They're not
definitely.
even birds. So.
Yeah. We've had some cardinals and some different species, but a lot of sparrows, of course, and grackles, blackbirds.
Oh, yeah.
Grackles really like cat food.
Really?
I can vouch for that. Joan makes sure there's a little cat food out on the front porch. And in the spring and summer, it's It's a frenzy.
So you go through cat food pretty quick.
Yeah, it's
You're feeding all the avian and feline animals in the neighborhood.
yeah, and it's not the greatest combination to attract birds to a place where cats eat. But
Well, the birds don't care. They're just there for the food.
yeah, and they're pretty fast. Blue jays seem to get caught as much as any bird by predators. It seems like they get on the ground feeding, and they must not be as fast getting off the ground as some other birds.
Interesting.
You'll see a cat at our place anyway catching a blue jay every once in a while.
Which is interesting because they seem like they're pretty sleek
Yeah.
and would be quick.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm always impressed with how quickly like a fat robin can get off the ground. They're pretty quick for their size.
Well, let's look for those robins bouncing around out in the yard. That always means that spring is not
That's
too far
true.
away. Hey, have you noticed? Oh, we have just a minute here. We've been talking about it. I don't know if the migratory birds know which direction they're going. Have you been seeing some geese and different birds going over, making noise, and some going north, some going south?
Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, and I've been hearing them even later at night than
Yeah.
normal. I was laying in bed last night after getting back from Albion, and they're loud. I heard some geese flying over. I couldn't tell what direction they were going because I was inside, but felt like it was pretty late for a late night flight. And the cranes, that's going on either now or pretty soon,
It's
isn't it?
just probably getting started, so you're going to see the cranes down. March is really big down along the interstate. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun to go watch those too.
I read some of the statistics regarding the economic impact on the cranes coming to that area, and it is staggering.
Yeah.
It's staggering. And you talk about a habitat and an area that needs to stay the same for those cranes. They depend on that to stop on their way to where they're going. And without it, they don't get to stop for another long time.
Yeah, and the thought that they're they are a prehistoric bird. That it's amazing that migratory thing's been going on for as long as it has. Yeah, people come from all over the world.
Yeah.
To see them. And Kearney, Grand Island, Elm Creek, down in there, Grand Island, they all benefit from being a big stopping place for them. But it's kind of cool. No, it's really, really neat. And I don't know. Joan and I have been going, well, those birds are going north. Those are going south. Don't they? Is it too early to go north?
They're beelining to some area water or something. Just taking
Maybe.
a little bit of a break. Slightly off course.
Yeah, possibly. But it was at night the other night. We were out in the driveway and we heard them. We looked up and it was a real clear night where the stars were really bright. And I suppose when they get a good clear night, they'll go ahead and fly because they can.
Well, they'll
navigate.
switch up their formation too.
Yeah.
And kind of rearrange their order and just keep flying.
It's amazing, really. Kind of on the same vein here, it's Yellowstone Park's birthday today. It turns 151 years old today, and it's home to half the world's hot springs and geysers, including Old Faithful. And you probably remember the park was created by President Grant, who secured more than 2 million acres of mountain wilderness for future generations. Yellowstone was one of the first national parks, and it kind of started the whole national park activities. And it was so important because think how wonderful Yellowstone Park is as a national monument and a place for people to go see nature, in its raw form. And if Grant wouldn't have did that, who knows? It might have been developed into some other things. But if you've ever been through there, I think it's a pretty neat place, but it can get so busy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the downside.
It's kind of about when you go. If you go midweek or at the right season, less people, maybe not as much of a comfortable experience for you, but I've never been, but I've heard good things about it. And it's kind of one of those places you think of and you think, wow, there was a time when that wasn't a national park and all of that was just out there going on.
Yeah.
And it just makes sense for it to be a national park, and it should always be.
It's beautiful, and it still looks pretty much the same. This is also National Wedding Planning Day. Now, I say that because this is for all the bridezillas out there that can become angry and frustrated.
Yeah.
Having been a wedding photographer, I've seen the good side and the dark side.
You've seen it all.
Mother-in-laws who do and don't get along, all that, you know. But they recommend 3 months minimum planning for say a June wedding.
Oh, I can't even imagine what the average is right now. People announce their engagement, like say somebody announces their engagement right now on March 1st. They will say March 2025. Tying the knot. Engagements these days are so long.
They are. So if you're going to get married in June, you should have already been planning that. I mean, that's a minimum 3 months to plan for a wedding.
Yeah, you're behind.
How long did you plan for your wedding?
I think 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
See, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah.
That's about perfect.
That is. You don't want to plan too long.
Well, I always say, like, if you allow yourself too much time, you're going to wait until the last 4 or 5 months anyway.
Exactly.
You're going to put it off. It's human nature.
You're like, oh, I got plenty of time to schedule that. Yeah.
And then if you give yourself 8-9 months up to over a year, if you're using all of that time to plan, you're probably overdoing it as well. You're going the other direction.
Sure. And don't you think that 6 months would give people a window to maybe, if they decided maybe they didn't want to get married, they would have a 6-month probation period?
Yes, that is true, yes.
Maybe we better switch subjects. How's things at Custer Care Center?
Going great. We're busy and we're just all over the place.
Joan and I stopped in last weekend to visit a friend, and the first thing my wife said when we walked in the door, said, "Man, it smells good in here."
Yes. You know, I moved my office from upstairs downstairs.
Oh, you did?
And it's right off the kitchen now, and it's not been good, you know, because then I have to sit in there all morning and smell the food. And then yesterday they made a snack, and it smelled so good. It's hard to sit there and smell everything all day.
Yeah. Well, it fills up the whole place. I can't
It
imagine
does.
if you're right next to the kitchen. We actually went into the kitchen.
Did you?
And talked with some folks there. But and this was on Saturday, and there was some folks visiting some other people. Saturday's probably a pretty big visiting day.
It is. It's pretty busy on the weekends. You know, we have a lot of visitors in and out during the weekend.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, too. But, yeah, weekends are a lot busier.
Yeah. So some of the obvious questions, it looked to me like you were probably full, but
We are full. If you are looking for somewhere, though, give us a call. We never know when we'll have an empty room. We'll get you on the waiting list. We're still doing in-home cares, so if you have a loved one that's needing some care, give us a call. We can come into their home and take care of them. It might be an hour a week. We go in, change their bedding, do their laundry, or run some errands for them. Or it might be, I think we do some for like up to 8 hours a day. So,
Oh, wow.
You know, anywhere from an hour to 24 hours.
one of the things that seems to really get stressful a little bit later in life, if you talk to people about it, is making a bed.
Oh my gosh.
You know, reaching across there and pull, you don't think about it when you're younger. You don't think anything about it. But I'll say I'm noticing now that, working yourself around the bed, and my wife's going, "You don't make the bed." And
I'm saying, I'm thinking over here, I don't think about it at all. I don't do it.
Well, if the company's coming, you make the bed, right?
Right.
Or
Yep.
there's a lot of people who still get up, and the first thing they do in the morning is make the bed.
Yeah, not me.
Not any of us in this room.
You know, I'll do it when I go home at lunch break, which is kind of ridiculous because then it's only made for half the day. only person I'm impressing is my dog. He doesn't care.
Well, it's just one of those things that you have some people want to do it every day, first thing they get up. I guess some people do it when they come home for lunch. I did not know that.
You know, in my defense, though, I get up in the mornings and my husband is just going to bed because he works overnight shift.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You
but
really can't make your bed.
Yeah. But, yeah, but I walk into one of the clients' rooms and I'm like, oh, gotta make their bed. But I don't make my own.
Right. Well, I mean, that's just something that you'll do for somebody, because some people really would rather have their bed nice and tidy when they crawl into it. And it does get harder as people get older.
It does. And, you know, we have a lot of them that we just go in, help them change their bedding, do their laundry. You know, it's just hard for the elderly to get that done. And so our caregivers go in and help them with that, and they really appreciate it.
The other one, probably it'd be in the top 5 list, I'm guessing, help me if I'm wrong here, but would be, of course, if they have a shower, it'd be nice if it was a walk-in shower. But bathtubs need railing and all of those sorts of things, because that gets more difficult as well. And I think you assist people with that.
Yep, we can assist with bathing. We do have some that we just go and they'll say, hey, while you're here, you know, and they don't want you in the bathroom or anything. They'll just say, while you're here, I'm going to go in and get in the shower or the bathtub, you know, just that they just feel safer knowing that somebody is in the house with them while they're in the bathtub.
Right. Now, there's probably some things maybe that we should put on the list that your folks don't do. You probably don't mow lawns typically.
We don't mow lawns. We don't anything that has to do with like climbing the ladder or anything like that. We don't do. What else? It's just mostly light housekeeping.
Yeah, just mostly in the house, light housekeeping.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe, you know, a little company along the way, right?
That's right. That's a lot of them just need that company once a week, every day, you know. Some of them we go in every day, and that's just the highlight of their day is having somebody to sit and visit with for an hour or two a day.
Now, are you still looking for help to do that? Are you sitting
We're
pretty
always
good?
looking for
Always
help.
looking? Okay.
I mean, not too bad off right now.
Good.
But yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yes.
And then, of course, the transportation.
Oh, the
thing. My gosh,
transportation.
that is just blown up on you, hasn't it?
It has, yes. We actually had a lady call yesterday, I think it was, and she's like, oh, you know, I heard it on the radio that you guys transport to doctor's appointments and stuff. Yep, we, you know, and we're doing a lot more transportation. I think she's up to 6 drivers now, and actually today they're all out on the road, and even Peggy is our transportation director, and even she's out on the road today too.
Wow.
To just make everybody get where they need to go. Right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, we always talk about this, and you know, I remember when Jeanette and they were working on the first rig, trying to raise money to get that first rig, and try to get one that would have a lift in it. It was kind of a van sort of a situation, and probably had a car before that. I don't know. And now you're running that many vehicles,
yes,
and going quite a ways for people to get to their doctors.
Yes, and then the insurance companies, they'll call us and say, hey, can you pick up a ride? Pick them up in North Platte and take them to Grand Island, or, you know, and so we do that a lot too now.
Okay. Gosh.
We go all over.
So you have an envelope with you? Do you have notes or something? Or?
Oh, no, I got a coupon from the radio.
Oh, good.
Yes, I
Nice.
called in the other day.
Good.
Great.
I'm glad you did.
Yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to highlight that we didn't ask you about?
So we're planning for the Easter egg hunt that we help with on the square. And that, I think it's April 7th. It's Good Friday. Is that April 7th?
Let me pull up. I'm still on February.
Yep, April 7th.
Yeah.
April 7th at 1:30. We help with the Easter egg hunt around the square. The clients enjoy that so much. They just love to sit and watch the little kids. 1 to 3 year olds hunt Easter eggs. They're in the square, and then 3-year-olds up to 12-year-olds. We give them numbers, and they go around to the participating businesses, and there's numbers in the windows, and then they get candy from that business. So we're starting to get that all lined up, and
Well, thanks for doing
exciting.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, keep up the good work at Custer Care Center. Having just stopped in, that made me again realize how important your facility is.
Thank you.
And how well it's kept, and everybody's friendly, and visitors in. It was.
Yep.
And pretty soon you'll be able to sit out on that patio.
I know. That's their favorite, is to get to go out and sit on the patio or up on the deck.
Mm-hmm.
They love that.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
We'll take a time out. Got a little trogs lined up for you. Looks like Brent's hooked up, so we're getting ready to set up for the big ball game at the state tournament in Lincoln featuring SEM and Ravenna. Stay tuned.
They're thinking green at the Secret Garden. Some secrets just can't be kept. This Friday from 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday from 8:30 to 4:30. Save 15% off anything with green. Yes, that includes plants and new inventory. Now is the time to prepay for plants to pick up in May, ready to go. Psalm 20, verse 1. In times of trouble, may the Lord answer your cry. May the name of the God of Jacob keep you safe from all harm. The Secret Garden, located 2 1/4 miles